exports of iron ore from Germany to enter Germany from Scandinavia, even though that means what is called in London a technical infringement of Norwegian waters, but an intrusion into Norwegian waters to seize German ships is a much less serious violation. That if they fail to resist attacks on German ships in their waters, they take action.
Best wishes for the new year.
There's something that humans yearn for, a basic need people go to war for. Things sold at overpriced prices in plastic bottles that harm our oceans. Water, it falls from the sky, from our eyes, and our urethras. Fish happily or not so happily call it their homes, and let's be honest, we can't tell if those little bastards are happy in there or not. It's not like fish can talk. And if you don't know what water is, where have you been for the last 4.6 billion years? Okay, well, I don't blame you, because, NASA said it's been 4.6 billion years since we've had water, but it's been 3.8 million years, according to the University of Berkeley, about oceans being stable enough for life to begin in the water. Which, fun fact, sharks are older than plants. Let it sink in. Anyway, so today we're going to rate water as a drink, as a compound, and as a vessel for eldritch entities. Hey, what's your opinion on water?
It's good.
Okay, considering that according to the most up-to-date scientific Googling I could find, life started in the water after lightning strikes and hydrothermal vents spewing out radioactive shit eventually made various bits of chemicals and radiation to form amino acid compounds to form what those scientists lovingly call life soup. Soup. So, life started in the water, and that's probably why we have this weird intrinsic draw to it, especially at 2 a.m. when you're really, really tired and your fish brain is hydration. Water is a universal solvent, and what that means is it can dilute and dissolve most materials. So, for example, if your body were a bowl of ramen and the nutrients in your blood were the seasoning packets, you need water to dilute the seasoning packets and get all of the nutrients / seasoning where it needs to go. I'm not saying your body's delicious, but I might be saying that. Not gonna lie, gang. Your body, it tastes good as have you seen those videos of people using magnets to remove iron from their Cheerios? That's real iron. That's literally real chunks of metal. And that stuff in big doses, much like calcium, is toxic for your body, and your body cannot physically handle just big pieces of shit flowing around in its bloodstream. So it uses water to break them down into small pieces and flow just the right amount of it around your body. So it flows nutrients to places that it should be, and waste to places that it should also be. And water is sticky. That's what capillary action is, just climbed up shit by itself. So it's good for moving nutrients and shit around. It's why celery and trees have phylum. It just slurps up water like a straw. By the way, your pee should be this level of clear. So why is water the only universal solvent? Well, funny story about that. It's not. There are other universal solvents, but there's just not many that aren't toxic to us, like ethanol, methane, acetone. All of these can dissolve other types of materials and elements pretty well. And then you got the fake hypothetical solvents called alkahest, which alchemists were water can't dissolve everything. Let's try to find something that does, haha. And the wood scientists were let's keep the title and use it, which, by the way, alkahest, they just made it a hot goddess for some reason, even though it's a solvent, whatever. So, water isn't the only universal solvent, it's just the only universal solvent that won't kill us. Well, I mean, water can kill us, so let's be clear about that. You can drown in it, and it doesn't have enough oxygen saturation for us to breathe it like a fish, and hydrogen and oxygen atoms cause fires and chemical reactions, so they combust. That's why antioxidants are so popular. They stop signs of aging, mainly caused by oxidization. So when you breathe, it essentially is slowly burning your life away over the course of a century. And speaking of oxygen, it's positively charged. The angle between the hydrogen and 2 oxygen atoms make it ionized positively and polarized. So now it can do things like be repelled by other certain atoms. So one half of your cell wall is positively charged and the other half is negatively charged, so that it can just send shit through it through osmosis. No, really, try it for yourself. Pretend that this is you, right? And that this is your friend, and you had a playing card, and this one friend was sucking real hard on the card, and they suck it to the lips, so that the card is just like, and your friend was like, hey, I want to get in on that. So they kiss, and only the little bits of spittle from like the damn spots with the card get through. You know what couldn't get through? A shark. Or a chihuahua. That's exactly how your soul will do. So for taste on its own, it's colorless, odorless, and flavorless, which it isn't. Humans, we just don't have the mechanisms to taste water. We could just taste the minerals in it. You know who can taste water? Cats. Stupid cats thinking they're better than us. They can physically taste water. It's half the reason why a cat won't drink water in certain spots. Anyway, water is your run-of-the-mill drink. It's average. It's what you offer someone if they come to your house. It's what you would have drank as a kid when you're playing outside and you just had the hose, so you turn the hose on and So, 5 out of 10. Average drink in terms of overall drinkiness. Usefulness, I mean, we need it to stay alive, and because we're like squishy carbon-based life forms but in primordial soup, we can't use ethanol like the cool exoplanets can, so 10 out of 10. Its abundance as a compound would be higher if water rights and pollution and salt weren't a factor, because not gonna lie, the fact that this planet's mainly water and we can't drink like 90% of it, doo-doo. Dog water, 2 out of 10. And if I'm getting water an overall score, 6 out of 10 for us humans, 8 out of 10 if you're a cat, 10 out of 10 if you're a weird microbe or deep sea organism that haunts our dreams, or those weird microbes that live in desert rocks, because apparently there's no water in the desert except for in these rocks. So then we just have like these little shits just living there rent free, and